you ever noticed how no matter how much you declutter, somehow your stuff seems to multiply? You swear you've got it under control, and then bam, another must-have tumbler appears on your counter like, I don't know, maybe it spawned there overnight. You think you're organized. You think you're done with the decluttering, but trends have other plans. They don't sneak in as clutter though. They show up as gifts, as treats, as that new color drop you just have to have. And before you know it, your clean cupboard looks like a hydration museum, or at least mine does. So today I want to talk about how trends keep sneaking back into our homes, even when we think we're smarter than that. Spoiler alert, we're not. We're not immune. I'm definitely not. So let's start with the great water bottle takeover that's happening right now in my kitchen. Last Christmas, it felt like Yeti was the unofficial sponsor of the season. Everyone was gifting Yetis in my world. I didn't even ask for one, and I somehow yet ended up with two. One from my sister, and it's really cool. It's monogrammed because everyone loves a monogram. Everyone loves to see their name on something. It makes it more special. And then another one in the It fall color. It was a muted sage green that, I'll admit, it's so pretty. Oh, and I have to remind myself that just a few months prior to that, for my birthday, my kids bought me a nice Stanley mug. It was a great practical gift, actually, because I have been known to spill water on more than one keyboard and fry several of my computers. So that Stanley, it made sense. And now I have this entire shelf, and I'm not exaggerating. There's an entire shelf in my kitchen dedicated to water bottles. The Yetis, the Stanleys, those Nalgene bottles from a few years ago when everyone was going through that outdoorsy phase, the free giveaway aluminum bottles, and no one uses those because, as my kids say, they're just weird with some random logo on them. And then there's Dean's bottles. He has the cheap plastic ones that leak, but he refuses to part with them because, well, they still work. For 3 people, we have an entire shelf of water bottles in that kitchen. Do we need them? No. Do we use them? Mostly no. Maybe we each use one of them, but there they sit. Clutter, money, and guilt staring me in the face every time I reach in there for a glass. I can't be the only one fighting this. What about you? Do you have the same issue? What's taking up random, unnecessary space in your home right now? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know that I'm not alone in this. Maybe it's coffee mugs for you, candles, throw pillows, reusable grocery bags. Don't even get me started there. We all thought we were saving the planet. But at this point, I think I have enough bags tucked away in my closet to insulate a garage. But that's how trends work, right? They sneak in under the guise of functionality. They don't look like clutter. They look like upgrades, a better lid, a limited color drop, a collaboration you'll never see again. It's clever, honestly. These companies, they've managed to take something as boring and one-time buy as a water bottle, something we already own multiples of and really only need one of, and convince us we need it in seasonal shades. There's a new release every few months. The fall drop, the Valentine's Day drop, maybe it's the iced coffee girl edition. It's basically fashion for water bottles. My daughter buys into it. We used to collect shoes. Now we collect drinkware and probably still collect shoes too, but that's something else. We convince ourselves it's fine because it's pretty, but clutter in beige is still just clutter. It just photographs better. Social media, it doesn't help in this either. You see perfectly styled kitchens with matching cups, matching bins, and not a crumb in sight. And your brain goes, oh, that looks like peace. But no, that's not peace. That's product placement. We're not buying items anymore. We're buying aesthetics. And it's exhausting. Here's the pattern that I've noticed. Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. You buy one thing that genuinely solves a problem. Then the company releases a just slightly better version, and then another, this time in a pretty coastal blush or whatever the it color is. And then you start thinking, well, this should be great for the car, or this one, it's better for hot drinks. You justify the duplicates because they serve a different-ish purpose. And then suddenly you're rearranging a cupboard to accommodate your drinking options. That's not self-care, that's marketing. And we fall for it because it feels small and harmless. Until one day you open a drawer and realize that you've accidentally built a shrine to consumer psychology. We don't even stop at the products, we attach meaning to them. My sister's Yeti, I can't get rid of that. It's monogrammed just for me. The Stanley, my kids bought it for me. It's special, it's sentimental. Dean's bottle, pure stubbornness, but apparently nostalgia now too. Each one has a story, which makes it harder to just let them go. That's how emotional clutter keeps you trapped. It's the stuff you keep, not because you need it, but because it's tangled up with guilt or sentiment or what ifs. We keep thinking we're saving the memory, but really we're just saving the object. Meanwhile, our cupboards are full, our wallets are lighter, and we're still thirsty. I seem to be ranting on water bottles here, but the problem is much bigger than that. It's those clear plastic pantry containers, throw pillows, scented candles, limited edition anything. Every season seems to bring a new version of the same stuff, dressed up as progress, as something new. We keep chasing this illusion that the next purchase is going to finally complete the space, make it calmer, cleaner, better. But stuff doesn't create calm. Clarity does. And we can't have clarity when our homes are filled with this revolving door of trends that are pretending to be self-improvement. So what do? I think we have to start by noticing it. Awareness is going to be the real power move here. When you catch yourself justifying something new, ask yourself, would you still want this if nobody saw it? If the answer is no, you don't actually want the product. You want the feeling that it promises. And feelings, you can't buy those. You can also try that 24-hour rule. If you still want it tomorrow, fine, think about it again. But 9 times out of 10, that dopamine rush wears off and you'll forget it existed. I know I do. And honestly, sometimes it helps just to open that cupboard and look at what you already have. Nothing kills the urge to buy another water bottle faster than staring at 7 of them already collecting dust in your cupboard. Trends are sneaky. They don't kick your door down. They come bearing gifts. And if we're not careful, they'll refill every inch of the space we've worked so hard to clear out, because clutter doesn't always come from chaos. Sometimes it comes from good intentions, wrapped in pastel packaging and sold as progress. If this hits a little too close to home, and maybe you're now eyeing your own mug shelf, I get it. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. And if you want to go even deeper into why we keep buying stuff we don't need, go watch my video, The Real Reason You Keep Buying Stuff You Don't Need. It breaks down the psychology behind all of this, the marketing, the guilt, the regret, because trends might be temporary, but clutter, that sticks around until you stop letting it in. I'll see you over there.